Okay, now we got one more question. It's about, do you think that the government has the right to go into business on taxpayers' money?
No, I don't. I think it's one of the big problems we have, both in New York and in the United States, is government getting involved in things that we have government motors. General Motors is now a government operation. My town bought a golf course, which is completely unnecessary. We have other golf courses in the town and in our area. It was a private sector golf course before. Why is the town buying a golf course? And it cost a huge amount of money. It took a property taxpayer off the tax rolls, which is crazy. Another good example is the MTA. I think the long-term solution to problems like the MTA's budget problems is we should privatize the MTA. So if it was privatized, you wouldn't see conductors making over $200,000 a year.
Yeah,
that
that should be able to fetch a nice amount of money, and they'd be able to pay their bills with it.
Right, and they probably wouldn't be getting fat pensions from the state if it was privatized.
That's right, exactly. That's the big problem. The government is involved with things they shouldn't be involved in, and I don't think that's constitutional. And either do I think that eminent domain should be constitutional, because here they are telling people they have to get out because they want to build a sports complex and other things, and these people are being dispossessed over there, and they're going to have to start all over again somewhere else.
Yeah, no, and I'm very critical of eminent domain abuse. You have to recognize there is a role for eminent domain. If the government is putting in a road somewhere and they need a little bit of your land for it and they're not willing to give it up, sometimes it is appropriate and it is constitutional when it's appropriate. The problem is it's been abused so badly, and there's so much, number one, taking somebody's house so you can put a sports complex and a mall up, obviously that's not right. I think anybody who looks at that knows that's not right. Government shouldn't be making those choices. And then the other thing is the process that's used even when it is appropriate. Like in my town, we actually had an eminent domain issue on our town board, and I managed to stall it. And the problem was this private sector developer wanted to, he got a mining permit, and his mining permit, he was supposed to acquire some land so he could put a road in and then dedicate the road to the town. He never did it. 20 years he's been running his mine. He never did what he was supposed to do, and the town never held him to it. So he comes in and he says, well, I haven't been able to get the land, so the town should buy it. So now the town taxpayers are going to pay for something he was supposed to pay for. And it turned out he never tried. He never even tried to get the land. So, I was asking the right questions, and all of a sudden it got tabled by the majority, the Democrats in the majority, and they tabled it. And then we haven't heard back from it yet, so at least we're not doing the eminent domain anymore. We'll see if it comes back again at some point, but the idea that the government can decide, or you don't deserve to have that house because we want to put a mall in there, or this private developer has this project that's better than your house, that's absurd.
Yeah, we got 14 states, right? I believe it's 14 states that's suing the government because they don't agree with this healthcare thing. Yeah. I believe it's unconstitutional, because I don't believe that they have the right to tell me that I have to take their health care, or they're going to fine me $5,000. That's totally ridiculous.
I don't believe it's constitutional in my own view of the Constitution. Yeah. But I'm an attorney, and I've been handling cases for a long time, and I think the odds of the Supreme Court saying it's unconstitutional are very small. And I guess I would frame it a different way. We talked about this earlier, but if Social Security isn't unconstitutional, then why is this healthcare reform unconstitutional? It's two different kinds of insurance. It's social, it's retirement insurance and healthcare insurance, and you're forced to pay Social Security, and you're forced to pay into healthcare.
Which is the biggest Ponzi scheme going.
Oh, I agree with that. I'm just saying the argument that it's unconstitutional. We've been doing it in Social Security for a long time. We've been doing it in Medicare for a long time. I mean, Medicare is government-mandated health insurance that you pay into, and then you're required to pay into it. So I don't buy the constitutional argument in terms of I buy it from my own view of the Constitution. I don't think it's
so far as the Constitution itself saying that you can't abridge the rights, although that we have been doing it all this time, still doesn't make it right.
No, and I'll tell you, I would personally love to opt out of Social Security.
Oh, I would too.
I'm 44 years old. Yeah. My odds of collecting, when I get, number one, I have to make it to probably 70, 75 years old by the time I get there. My father died at 64, so what are my chances? I'll never get as much out as I put into it. Yeah. I think there ought to be a way of opting out where, I think there's a way of doing it which doesn't scare the heck out of people.
Oh, it could be phased out. Yeah. Definitely. Get the new people that are coming in, instead of putting them on, this don't allow them to go on Social Security anymore. they can have a private account anywhere. And I think we spoke about this in 1991. I was a platform planning delegate during Bush Sr.'s time. And that's one of the things we were talking about. And Rush Limbaugh spoke about it many a times on his show, talking about opting out of the Social Security. You'd make a lot more money if you invested that money yourself, and you'd be able to pass it on to your heirs.
Yeah, the problem with Social Security, you got to keep in mind, is there's an awful lot of seniors who vote. Okay, seniors vote. 30-year-olds don't vote as much as seniors vote.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of seniors who believe in Social Security, and they're scared when you talk about taking it away.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't think, again, I'm running for governor. I'm not running for federal office. So
That's true. That's true.
I don't have anything to say about Social Security. I don't have anything to say about health and healthcare.
Right.
I can could talk about it, but as a governor, I wouldn't have any authority over those things. The federal issues. So I do have concerns about that, and I think long term we're going to have some problems. But you got to recognize as a candidate, you can't go around scaring the crap out of people who vote because you're not going to get a whole lot of votes if you're scaring them.
Right. Well, that healthcare thing has been very unpopular, with most of the people, and they really didn't want it, and they went ahead with it. So, that's like you say, that's a federal thing, not a state thing.
We'll see what happens this fall.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, I guess we can sign off now, huh?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.